Hello and welcome, everyone. Apologies for the delay, working through some technical issues, but we should be good to go now. On behalf of Allied Solutions and SundaySky, I wanted to thank you for taking some time to join us today. Firstly, some housekeeping items. All audience members are muted by default. If at any point during the presentation you have any questions or have any thoughts or you'd like to share anything, please click the Q&A tab at the top of your screen, and we will address questions as time allows. Today we're going to be hearing from industry experts, including some Allied Solutions folks and some folks from iThink Financial, giving some testimony on their experience with the SundaySky Video Platform, as well as some SundaySky representatives. The roster of presenters, we have Ian Gold, Sales Director at SundaySky. We have Charlie Peterson, Digital and Lending Solutions Specialist at Allied Solutions. Courtney Zielinski, Strategic Account Manager at Allied Solutions. Sean Muldoon, Director, Performance and Development at iThink Financial. And Connie Ashley, the Director of Human Resources at iThink Financial. To give you a roadmap of today, firstly, we're going to start with Charlie giving us a state of the industry and why video is important for engagement. Then we're going to move to our iThink Financial testimony spotlight, where Sean and Connie are going to highlight the impact that SundaySky has made. Then Ian at SundaySky is going to be walking us through a demonstration of the platform and how to get started. Lastly, we have 15 minutes reserved at the end for any questions. You see a QR code at the on your screens right now. You'll see that periodically throughout the presentation. If you take your smartphone out and scan that and click the link, that will lead you to a form to get directly into contact with SundaySky to request a demo. With that all being said, again, we want to welcome you, and Charlie, take it away.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. This is one of the most exciting things that I've been a part of. And when you consider where video sits in everyone's lives today, and I'm going to give you a few examples of exactly that. Hopefully you did take a picture of that QR code. It's a 45 to 60-minute video that you will get a chance to watch for your entire C-suite. And this is something that I think you're going to want to share with the entire C-suite. And the reason I'm going to tell you that is this. This is not just a marketing tool. This is a tool that works across your entire enterprise. It can be worked through 6 or 7 different budgets in an organization, and I'm going to give you an example of how that works at Allied as well. But when you think about what is happening, things are changing. Spiders and cobwebs are in my mailbox. Do I really want to stick my hand in there? I can tell you my 320-somethings say, no, Dad, I'm not going to get the mail. It used to get the job done, and now email is, well, we're doing email. Well, my 20-somethings would say, Dad, that's like sending a carrier pigeon. And, you know, I didn't know it was that slow, but apparently it is. At the end of the day, what I would suggest to you is it's all about how you can get to your consumers, to your members, your customers, your consumers, and get to them where they want you to be. And, you know, texting is important. You know, 93% of all text messages are answered or read rather in the first 10 minutes of receipt. Wow. But more and more you start to see links to video built into that text messaging. So you got to meet the consumers where they're at. And that might be YouTube. That might be TikTok. Yeah, TikTok. My wife of 55, she's 55 years old and she's addicted. And she admits video is king, or she would say video is queen. So why are you here? Well, if you want to communicate the likes of Delta Airlines, United Airlines, Capital One, Bank of America, how about Pentagon, PenFed, Langley, Rev, and you're going to hear from iThink Financial. You can do it at a cost that will surprise you, especially when it can be shared across the enterprise through several different budgets. So this is where the future is. And I got news, the future started yesterday. And it's not something you put off. Perhaps it's something you borrow from another budget because you want to check this out. You'll hear more about that. You're going to see a slide here that talks a little bit about the experience that I have when I go to IKEA. Every person has been to IKEA. It looks great in the showroom. I get it home. I spend 8 hours building it, and then I got 12 extra parts, and it doesn't say anything about that in the directions. Ultimately, I get it done, but had they given me the video, to tell me how to do it. Like YouTube, it would have gone together a whole lot better. That I can assure you. And to me, there's power in that. And speaking of power, there's power in partnership. And what you see, Allied Solutions is using this big time. Our parent company has great interest in doing it. And our parent company is securing $93 billion in assets. We've worked with SundaySky for 12 plus years. This is taking the power of what we brought 12 years ago, and it puts it squarely in your own ability to master and create and utilize it across the enterprise. With that, I'm going to introduce you to Ian Gold, who's going to bring it live to you and bring your vision alive. Here you go, Ian.
Hey, thank you, Charlie. I appreciate that. So me and Charlie actually just got back from a conference out in Las Vegas, and I think 50% of the people there were there to learn about a better way to talk to their members, to their consumers. It's hard. What we know is that when we do have people that are engaged, we want them to spend more. We want them to stay longer. We want them to have a great experience, and we want it to be less cost to us to actually give them that experience. But the problem there, of course, is it is difficult. It is something that is really hard to do. It is something that people are trying to figure out the best way to really educate their consumers on multiple levels. The problem there, of course, is that there's a lot of different ways of going about it that are kind of in the history. There's people that are reaching in the mailboxes and getting spider bites, I guess. But more so, it's really hard to figure out what type of messages we want to be sending and how to meet them. It's hard to do it across multiple channels. The reason for that is that people are doing it in a lot of different ways and not being able to meet the expectations. So the reason why we have Mr. Goldfish here is because technically the human race has fallen behind goldfish in their attention spans. Not really a great day for us, but we need to adapt to that. So that's what we're going to talk about. To be able to do that, really, that next slide, please, Ryan. We're missing the mark in our engagement. There's not the type of uniform type approach that we need. We're not being able to speak in video. We're hitting people with messages that look like this. Charlie mentioned it burns his eyes out. He wants to be able to watch a video. Next piece of that is that it's a video first world. Video is proliferating all over the place. We're talking about YouTube, TikTok, all ages. It's where we want to see our engagement. It's where we want to be able to react and see information. Video drives the most powerful engagement because it's the way our brains see the world. Sight, sound, and motion. We see 95%, or we get 95% more retention when we are seeing something in video. It's worth a lot more. Apart from that is the relevance that's possible within this video. So when something says, "Hi, Ian," and it's meant for me, I'm going to pay attention. If it's meant for everybody, the likelihood that I'm going to get something out of it is much lower. So in a world where I have this much to look around, if I could scroll, if I can go to different sources, I'm just not going to pay as much attention to it. So it needs to be relevant and relevant for that time, relevant to what I'm interested in. And video is the best way to do that. But similar to consumer engagement, video is hard. A lot of you probably have gone down that road and know that it can be very expensive. The shelf life of what you get back is very short. A lot of time it requires expertise, and if it's not on your team, you might have to look outside to an agency. And it's also impossible to personalize. So just like consumer engagement, doing video is really hard. In steps SundaySky. So this is why we exist. We're making sure that we can help solve the video problem, make it easier for everybody, as well as consumer engagement. So as we kind of sit at the crossroads of those two things, we create a platform. It's meant to let the video layman really purpose-build video and create it from scratch, personalize those, whether it's a one-to-one communication or a segmented message, or just make it easier to create video that describes important topics, really communicate on a different level. We're also letting people distribute, collaborate, and optimize from this one tool. So really, as you think about a video journey, the platform is the place to do all of that. And it's really putting the power in your hands, where before that might be, a pipe dream. It might be something where through multiple levers, you could try to influence and build video better, but it's never been in your hands before to really control your destiny in the medium. A lot of different customers that have worked with us, as Charlie mentioned, Allied's been around for more than a decade. A lot of different customers with us are helping to solve that engagement problem in a lot of different ways. So when you think back to the consumer engagement problem and the different steps, we work with E-Trade to help them actually increase their customer spending. So an onboarding experience that walks people through their initial funding, getting additional dollars. Comcast explaining your bill, making sure you understand that you're not getting robbed. It helps reduce churn. When you think about your healthcare and all the different options, and should I go to the hospital? Should I go to urgent care? Should I stay at home? Aetna creates videos that really educate the consumer on what they're supposed to be doing. Where am I supposed to go? For them, that results in a $30 per video savings. So really, really heavy ROI within this as well. And United Healthcare, the other piece of that is just increasing loyalty. Let me understand what this plan is. When I open an account, what are my advantages here? And that's going to increase loyalty, increase your NPS, your CSAT, all the important metrics there. So helping to solve the engagement problem. And then I mentioned just creating video has been a problem. So really to help with that, we thought bringing in some of our newer clients here to kind of talk through their first month here on the platform and what they've been able to achieve would be a great way to bring this to everybody else. So I'm thrilled to be joined by Connie and Sean here from I Think Financial. They are newer customers of ours, but have done incredible things so far on the platform, and I'm really, really excited to introduce them. So Connie, Sean, welcome here, and excited to have you along.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yes, thank you.
It's great to be here. Just so everyone knows, I Think Financial is a credit union. We have 22 branches in Florida and Georgia, $2 billion in assets, about 100,000 members, and about 400 employees. I am the director of the Performance and Development Department, more commonly called training. We do also staff our internal employee help desk, so we are responding to live support calls from employees about how to serve their members that are there in front of them. And I'll let Connie introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Connie Ashley. I'm the Director of HR for I Think Financial. And we were very excited to give this new product a try, and we have great results so far.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us again. I guess you mentioned it there, Connie, just from an initial jumping on with Allied and SundaySky, what was so exciting from really what I walked through so far and the ideas that you'd be able to build more video and you'd be able to engage both your employees and eventually members as well through marketing.
Right. We know we've seen videos from training and so forth, but a lot of times the other departments, don't have the option to create certain things. So when this came about, we were very excited. And we have our open enrollment for our benefits just starting. And just about 2 weeks ago, we issued or shared a quick little video that was about 1.5 minutes, inviting our employees to attend our open enrollment registrations. And the registration amount has doubled from last year. Again, like they've already been saying, you can send an email, but it seems this video has really helped connect our employees. And we were just looking at data from it, and the quick little video we sent had a 91% click rate, where the employees, at the end of the video, we provide a registration link to the open enrollment sessions, and 91% of our employees clicked on that link and registered to attend one of our sessions. So we're very excited about that.
That's awesome. That's, if we're talking early results, that's really great to hear.
We are also looking at, we've had the flu is happening right now, I think, as we all know, and we were talking today. We were talking today about doing a little video, sharing it with everyone about the flu is here. Let's do some preventative measures. Get your vaccine if you haven't. So, and we will be able to do that very quickly and share it. We also are working with creating videos for our onboarding processes with our new hires. And one of the key measures we are definitely liking with that being in our HR department is the consistency that we know the information will be shared with the new hires. Because HR is all about staying compliant and doing things the right way. So these videos, as we share them, we know they're getting the same information, and it's very easy to go and make any updates that you might need to do as well. So you can really customize these and personalize these. So we're very excited to get that process going with our new hires, and then any other events we may have going on, over the next year.
Very cool. And before we get off the open enrollment portion there, Connie, I would love to know, and I know that I was really proud when I got the email from Victor on your team, who's done great really early and sent me the open enrollment like 10 days or something after we actually finished and got running. How did that, I guess, originate? Was that all him kind of taking the initiative and building that out there, or just kind of we have a new tool and just from start to finish there?
When we were told of this product, and then our marketing department will be utilizing this as well, and then Sean with training, when we were told of this, immediately all of us in our team meeting started talking about we can use this for open enrollment. So when we went live, we were immediately working on this, and we had the video out there very quickly. So it is very easy to use.
It's great to hear. Thank you.
And Ian, all of this warms my heart because we've been using video in training for years and years and years. And when I say years, we've done everything from record it on a cell phone and dump it into Camtasia and edit it there, or record a webinar and somehow make that available through that. We've done all of that, and it is always very time consuming, number one, and it does take a specific skill set. So to sit here and hear that Connie's team, which they're all very skilled in the HR world, took this tool and actually they're making my team look bad because we haven't created the amount of content they have. But the great thing is everyone on my team. So some people take the video easier than others, and this tool actually makes it so that everybody on my team, whether they feel comfortable and confident doing the more complicated editing. So we do demonstrations of our systems, and that takes a little more editing and putting in call outs. This is something that anybody on really any team, not my team, not just Connie's team, not just marketing. Our first experience was through marketing when we had people who came up with a new car loan and we wanted to send them information about the insurance requirements and all of those things. When I first saw that, I was like, God, I'd love to have that tool. That's really awesome. And now we do, and it is exciting and it is saving time. I look at that time savings of 75%. And that's a real time savings. And that's probably being conservative. I looked at one of the videos that Victor had created, and it took him from start to finish to publish 4 hours. And normally a recording like that, he probably would have spent 2 days on it if he was good at doing videos. And he was able to turn it around very quickly. And that kind of savings of time, and then add that with the quality of they're actually engaging with it. It's exciting. We cannot wait to see what else we can do with it.
Yeah,
very excited.
Say, like, with Victor's time that he spent there and what he was able to build and videos that you've done before, and I don't mean to say scrap together, but you said scrap together.
Yeah, it's quick and dirty. We do it internally. We're not marketing, so we have a little bit of leeway with that. But now it's going to look as good as any marketing thing because of the resources that you give. And I know you're adding different templates and animations and all of those things as well. Yeah.
So as far as you mentioned marketing and your teams and the enablement process right now with Allied, getting that early value is great to hear. But I guess over the next 12 months, as you kind of project out, where does that journey really take you from feeling comfortable on the tool, from the time savings, from people being able to build a video that goes out and doubles the rates you're getting responses in a day? Where can you kind of brainstorm? Where do you see this happening? And where's the next real impact spots coming up on the roadmap here?
And Connie, if you don't mind, I'll go first on that. I do have, we have a number of videos that we have, for example, for our products and services, let's say. We're going to convert all of those over to SundaySky videos instead, and very likely we'll be able to create a more interactive manual. So we also have a PDF document of all of our features and benefits internal to the credit union. But we also know a lot of people don't take the time to read all of that. If all they had to do was watch a 30-second video, we know that we'll get better engagement in that. So that's one of the things that's already on our plate. The great news also is that it will be so much quicker for us to create those tools. And then if we want to, we can use some of the customization functionality so that if one fee changes, we don't have to redo a recording. It can actually just go into the database, change that fee, and the next time anybody plays that video, they'll see the updated one. Now, that's one of the ways we're using that customizable feature, not so much about who the employee is or the customer is, but more about having that engagement and active updated information as soon as it gets changed in our database. That's just one of the things that I know. We have, dozens and dozens of products and services videos that'll get converted over. And that's not even talking about the other things that we can use it for from a system perspective and a process perspective.
And we'll be using this in HR. We currently do not have very many videos that we can share. So we will be starting creating these that do with a variety of topics. Retirement education, our wellness programs where we promote different events with our employees, really keeping them connected with what's going on with their credit union and in the know. So we're very excited to use these in the future because they will be, I think our employees will be very receptive and, take the time to look at the video versus read a long email.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that kind of dips back to something I heard from both of you and personalization and customization. And for those that are really new to SundaySky and Allied's offering here on the webinar, if you could just kind of go back to those capabilities and the way you foresee those kind of building out as more data is available and as you think through the scale that's possible, just because it's such a brand new idea and being able to, instead of have one video that goes out to 10,000 people, really you're getting 10,000 unique videos for those 10,000 people.
And I think, Ian, that's where marketing is really we're going to see the big payoff from a marketing perspective. Yes, it's great to connect with our employees, but there's 400 employees, there's over 100,000 members, and then forget about potential members on top of that. So I do know we have Danny on our marketing team, and there might be some other people who ultimately get into that. That's where I think we're going to see the big value in terms of driving business. We love our employees, we need to communicate with them, but if we're able to drive business and customize those things and speak to that person, not as a general thing, but saying their name in the video and being able to communicate. Look, we send new member emails all the time. We already know with the CPI videos that go out, they speak to that person directly, and when you hear your name, you respond differently. So I know that's probably where we're going to see the biggest overlap in terms of the customization and it also hitting the bottom lines of the organization. And that goes back to also what was mentioned earlier about sharing budgets. So this is something that technically is probably going to most have value from a marketing perspective, but I'm in performance and development, Connie's in HR, and ultimately it might flow out from there as well. So we're the starting point. I think it will definitely grow to other areas too.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you both for joining us. And of course, we could probably speak to each other for the next hour and change, but I want to be conscious of your day jobs as well as
I thought we were doing TikTok dances now. No?
Well, we're going to rejoin for happy hour later, but just for now, yeah. But before I let either of you go, I just wanted to make sure, anything else that, really stuck out to you so far with your engagement or what you're thinking of going forward. I don't want to miss anything that might help educate others on the call or even myself.
One thing I did want to add that we're looking into is with our new hires, with our onboarding, we plan on customizing these. So we do mention each individual's name, and each person may have a different manager, department, location. And this makes it very easy to just click and update and change for each of these new hires their specific information. So we're very excited about that as well. So that connects with them. And like I said, it won't take any time for us to make those updates.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, if you could hang on, I'd love for you guys to stick around for the rest of the webinar here. And if anybody has questions, we'll see if we can help field those as well.
Great.
So just to kind of move along and take that full circle of what we've heard so far, we're building video for these key moments, and really it's across the board. It's an enterprise-wide tool. You've heard that already from Charlie, but just as far as example of what we've seen so far in your specific space here, onboarding new members, letting them know, the best way to interact with their products, with their account. It's really that moment in time that's so important for the rest of your relationship. So acing that is really important, as well as education. A lot of what we just heard from both Connie and Sean was just, better ways of describing even internal type processes and letting people understand the best way to interact. When it goes out to 100,000 members, to scale on that is really, really impactful. Internal comms, this is where we're seeing the great team we just spoke with and what they've been able to do. Within that first 7 to 10 days, being able to see a full video before onboarding enablement was through, where it actually was driving results in open enrollment. Really, really powerful, because I know how many open enrollment emails I've ignored over the years, and if you could get that, definitely powerful. And people in HR as well. So what Connie's able to do, what others are able to do, both in recruiting, being able to use video to describe an open role rather than what we see on LinkedIn with a bulleted list that's pretty much the same. Walking somebody through their first day, introducing them to their manager, giving them something really special for joining a team. We know how hard it is to find good talent, and being able to treat them right and engage them through video is very powerful. We're seeing that build out, and it's going to continue to be something that is really special within the space. And we're really doing this with a lot of different companies of a lot of shapes and sizes. So I think Charlie from the beginning really gave us a good scope of, the Fortune 50 we're working with. He mentioned Bank of America and American Express and T. Rowe and a lot of these, giant companies in the space, but we're also working with brands, credit unions of all shapes and sizes. So I think it's highlighted here. We just spoke with them there, but the ability to do this across the board is something that's really special to us since we launched the platform and started working with Allied in the space. And the other piece of it is we're pretty new to this space within the platform. It's about 14, 15 months old, I believe, but our average customer relationship's almost 7 years. And SundaySky hasn't been around for 50. We've been around for about 12 to 13. So at that point, once people start working with us, they really see the journey through and know that this is a complete journey to getting a better customer, consumer, member engagement program. So it's a long tail type relationship where we really want to be partners with you. All right, so I'm going to pause here. Ryan, I'll see any questions that have come in here in the chat. While we still have Sean and Connie with us, maybe there's something that they could help with as well.
Yeah, we've received a few, but I think one of the more poignant questions would be, would this replace agency creative work, or would we keep that?
Sure. So if I'm understanding, the question completely correct, any asset, any media, anything that's been done in the past, with SundaySky, it's not garbage. It's actually, a catalyst to getting more from that investment. What you're able to do is really upload those media assets into our library and get more from them. So you've already paid for them. Why not get more from what you already have? The other piece of that is you're able to really turn around a lot of old assets, because within the tool, it's so easy to edit, to change, to update, making something that's a live piece of media that all of a sudden now is relevant again, we find is really powerful. And I did mention Sean and Connie still being around with us. So I'm hoping Sean is still listening to me, because I know that up front, one of the things he was interested in is finding old assets and being able to kind of revamp them and repurpose them, turn good enough into great.
You are correct, and I am still here.
Thank you, Sean. Sean, you want to take that? Just kind of go through the process you see there with assets that you've already paid for and want
Yes.
to.
So I'll tell you, the reality is we can reuse assets we have, but I'm finding that the things that are built into SundaySky are sometimes, and maybe I'm just tired of the old assets, so I like something new. And that's what I like about the flexibility. We can import stuff if we want to, but sometimes it's just nice to say, let me apply this template and see how it makes me feel differently about this old content. Because a lot of the content that we do internally is related to products, services, features, benefits, things that are not going to change that much. But when you see it in a different light, or you see it in a different format, that's what we're excited about, and that we're not going to spend 300 hours on all of that. It's going to take, a fraction of the time to refresh stuff. And I'm most excited about a lot of what we also have to do is be aware of the fact that some of our employees either have difficulty hearing, or maybe they don't even have sound cards in their computers, or they don't know where their headphones are. We also put in captions. Well, the captions are now the same thing as the script that is also being generated by an artificial voice. So all of those things, for me, I can take my existing script, put it into SundaySky, apply a new template, see it in a fresh way, not have it have to be my voice or my employee's voice, or have to record it over and over and over again because I said too many times, which I've been known to do. That's the kind of reuse that I'm looking for. And from a marketing perspective, they're going to be able to pull all that content that they've created for, say, print things or our e-brochures, and bring them to life in a video format that I think will be much more engaging for our members as well. And I know Connie has already spoken to the fact that employees want to engage that way as well. I've received all of those emails as well, and not registered for the open enrollments as soon as I could. And once the video came through, my team actually sent a message to each other. Did you see the video? HR used SundaySky. We were all jealous because they hit the ground running faster than us, but it was great to see.
Yeah, you'll catch up, Sean. I have full faith.
I have no doubt. It's good to have a little competition, right?
Good, healthy competition. So with being mindful of time, Ryan, and on the screen it says let's demo, so I don't want to bury the lead too much. Why don't we jump in and I'll share my screen and go to the platform. That way I could show a little bit of what we're talking about here before trying to answer some questions on the back end here. That makes sense, Ryan?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. I'm going to request control here. All right. Let's see. Let me know. I'm not getting the tray here yet in Teams, so sorry for the technical difficulties. All right. Here we go. Confirming everybody can see my screen here. I believe it's correct.
Yep, you're good, Ian.
All right.
Sure.
Cool. Thank you, teams. I appreciate it. So here we are. This is the SundaySky platform. So this is really where Allied and others are controlling the video programs. What you're really seeing here is the editing space. So this is governed by global brand controls like your guidelines, your fonts, your colors, your logos. What we're going to see here at the bottom, these scene templates, really a governing of what we call themes, which are animations and transitions working in tandem with scenes, which is where you get the message and how many different areas you're going to be able to drive from. This is also going to include things like text to speech. It's going to include licensed music. You're able to include data. So what I'm going to do is really play this preview that was built for today. That way you can get a good look at what this is. And then we'll play around with it a little bit so that we could send you something a little different afterwards. We won't make it too different, but a couple fun things.
Hello, and thanks again for attending our webinar. We are so excited to share this amazing video platform with you. Allied Solutions has been using the SundaySky Video Platform for the past year for internal communications, marketing, and even explainer videos. We continue to find that video is a powerful tool that can aid your organization in a variety of ways. This simple-to-use platform is the first stop on the path to incredible video. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. We'd love to show you more. Click here to schedule a follow-up demo.
All right, so in that follow-up demo, what we typically do is I'll spend a little bit of time on your website, just kind of see what's top of mind, and at that point, build something that is really custom for every single credit union we speak to. But just to kind of come in here and show you a couple things, that way we are demoing. I'm going to add a data element here. So I want to say somebody's first name. It was mentioned before, but that really helps somebody pay attention to the video. So when that's available, we're going to put that in. So when the video comes to you, that's going to be a little different. We're also going to go to this media, and although this looks like a pretty cool space and the condos look pretty cool, let's actually change the media. Let's go to the stock photography that's included here and pull up a business meeting. Let's pull these in, bring this into the background, and really make this a little bit more of a video sight, sound, and motion experience when we get to the slide. So that'll be different when it comes to you. I feel like this is a pretty cool slide. Let's not do anything there, but let's add a scene in between, because I do want to just add something about maybe ACE, the customer journey, or consumer journey. So let's add that. Let's go into here. I'm going to add a static piece of media, and let's put in happy customer. That should have a few million results. This person looks like they're having a good time, so let's put them in. And then let's fill out these bullets here. So if we're thinking member acquisition, glad I picked one of the hardest things to spell in the English language. We can fix that afterwards. I just got my journalism degree rejected. And digital education and enablement, let's say. Or let's change that to engagement. All right. So we'll take out footnote placeholder here. I don't have too many rules and regulations I want to put in. And here we'll say ACE critical moments along your member journey. I'll spell critical right. Oh, crucial, that's pretty good. Let's do that. So this will be a new scene when it arrives later. We'll add some icons and make it really pretty. And then the last scene you saw here is really driving to a CTA. So that'll stay the same. That'll be where you could actually click to set up a custom demo. In that case, I'll get some brand guidelines, a couple messages. We'll talk a little bit more about what's important to you, and then actually jump in to the platform so that we could demo apples to apples and speak your language. So this will be a brand new video. Look for it in your inbox pretty shortly. And that's a pretty cool way to deliver this. So keep an eye on that. I think what would be great here, Courtney, is from an experience perspective, and I think's going through it now, training, enablement, onboarding. Why don't you kind of let us know how somebody actually gets in the tool and is able to build things like I just kind of played around with there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Ryan, if you will go back to that slide deck for me, we'll pop up a few slides so the team can follow along. There we go. Okay, well, good deal. Yeah, thanks, Ian. Before we close out here, I want to talk a little bit about what Ian just teed up. But first and foremost, wanted to share the additional value that the SundaySky and Allied partnership brings to the table or brings to our clients. We talked about this a bit early on in the presentation. I think both Charlie and Ian mentioned it, but Allied has been working in the consumer engagement experience space with SundaySky for the better part of the last decade. And in that time, we've launched, gosh, I think north of probably 500 different projects together across 400 different unique institutions. So because of this decade of experience, we now have experts in-house that know the space. They've been building video content for years, and then also now have years of practice optimizing video experiences for your end consumers. And now we really want to take that expertise and enable you with it and pass it on to your teams. So we're taking the expertise and wrapping it around the SundaySky software in the form of professional services. So that's the visual you see here on my screen. But on the next slide here, we've laid out what those packages look like and how they benefit your users in terms of enablement and really kind of hitting the ground running. So the first package is onboarding and enablement. It's what we're calling it. This comes out of the box with every software purchase for every client. So that's really aimed at enabling you all to be effective in the platform from day one. So as part of this package, we come alongside our clients to ensure you're familiar with all the bells and whistles of the platform. We'll help you build your first handful of scenes as you need assistance. And then we'll also help with things like integration that help you include data in your videos. So I think both the iThink team and no pun intended, and Ian mentioned this, but data is not required from day one. You can build more of a static video up front, but data does take that video up a notch, right? Really enhances it, including personalization, and then really it keeps you very relevant, right? Right consumer, right message, right time. But with this package on the left, we are, in a sense, an extension of your internal team for those first 12 weeks. And then we'll take a back seat from there, watch over your shoulder, and then be available ad hoc as needed in the future. So that's the one on the left. The package on the right is available in addition to the included onboarding package, but this is a little bit different. And that's because it is a full year engagement and then is more robust, right? Kind of takes it up to the next gear. So for this package, we do send our internal creative strategy team on site. So the team members I mentioned that have all that expertise, and it can be remote if you'd prefer to, but on site is an option. From there, we'll complete a full needs assessment and then help you build out a year-long video roadmap with you and your team. And then throughout the year, we do stay engaged to really ensure that your content is maximized for effectiveness. And then we also want to make sure that your content is meeting those established KPIs that we work out together at the front of the partnership. So if you can't tell, we here at Allied Solutions and then also the team at SundaySky, we feel like there's really no longer time for our clients to crawl in this consumer engagement space. So we're here to make sure that you're quickly walking, running, and then ultimately sprinting in development of video on the platform and really acing those consumer engagement journeys like Ian kind of shared in the video. So this is really high level, both the demo and then the slides here on professional services, but we would like to, as a next step for anyone that's interested, go through a full demo one-on-one. And I think you saw the QR code at the beginning, and then there's another QR code at the end. If you give that a quick scan, that'll alert us and we can reach out to you. But I think that's it from me for now. If you want to go to the next slide, Ryan, I'll let Ian bring us home here with the last couple of slides.
Yeah, so in summary, and just kind of bringing it full circle from Charlie, the iThink team, Courtney, a demo, what we're really looking forward to is learning a little bit more about your individual consumer engagement strategies, opportunities, being able to work through them. We've gone through a ton of different use cases here today, and really we find everybody has different ones. It's different opportunities. People are doing different parts of the journey better than others, and we'll be able to help in that regard, both from a technology standpoint in SundaySky and a strategic standpoint with Allied's onboarding and enablement. So in a nutshell here, we know that we're struggling with certain parts of communication strategies. Coming back from the conference in Las Vegas, it's top of mind, both for everybody within the space. It's really not only this space, it's every space. My inbox is jammed every single day with stuff that is ignored, and I know that people are trying to cut through that noise. The engaged members and consumers are more valuable. They're going to interact more with their products. They're going to be able to spend more. They're going to cost less to service. They're going to be happier. And generally, they're going to stick around a lot longer. It's harder to get them to stick around. There's a lot of competition out there. Just the expectations for the way that people want to be engaged with rises and changes all the time. And this is where it's at. Video is the way to answer that. It's no longer hard. It's something we could all do. Those credit unions that have jumped on early, doing some really exciting things, you heard that today, and really looking forward to speaking to more and more people and really helping as many people as we can to solve this problem and build out more video or otherwise it might have been impossible. Any other questions from the line here, Ryan? I know as far as requesting a demo, we've got the QR code back on the screen, but if anybody else has raised a hand or has a question, this would be, a pretty good time to see how we can help.
So yeah, we've received a few questions. This one says, what about doing videos that include a screen share, such as filming someone walking through an online banking task? Is filming screen share an option?
Yeah, so within that media library, really you could upload anything. So people are doing that to walk through the site, to release new products. We do that. We have product release notes where we really walk through our new product enhancements. So drinking our own champagne in that regard. But yeah, anything within that media section, you could have a video and upload that and use it in our different scenes and different templates so you could see how you could make it really, really valuable to describe an action to somebody. Or talking head video, that's another thing. Especially with internal communications, we see people talking and being able to include that. There's a couple easy toggles within the platform to make sure that the length of the scene is no longer governed by the text to speech, but actually by the media asset itself.
Great, Ian, thank you. And the last question that we had is, what is the most common delivery mediums for this content?
Yeah, most common, I think it's tough to tell that this early, but I can say we see a lot of email to landing page. Email is still very powerful, especially when it includes a video that is going to be personalized or walk you through something that's relevant. Landing page is very popular as well, just from the way that Connie kind of mentioned it before. The way that they launched their open enrollment was just having a link to a landing page and being able to do that. We see a lot of people just kind of embed our video player across their site. So the video is going to be built within the SundaySky platform. It's going to be built in real time, so it's as up to date as that second. And it's going to be a video on your site, so you know that everything is going to be live. There's nothing going to be out of date in that regard. We've also had people build videos and download them for social media on Facebook, making ad buys there, downloading for TikTok, Instagram, different reels. We have different aspect ratios available. So we're really omni-channel in that regard. That's why it's tough to say one over the other, but we do see, at least for first applications, a lot is email to landing page or on a website and being able to communicate that way.
Great. Thank you very much for that answer.
Oh, sorry, Ryan. One question that I received. Can you talk a little bit about how users can measure success of videos and the insight that SundaySky provides in the platform?
Sure. So just beyond what you're able to track on your own, like Connie was saying, it doubled or more than doubled the amount of people that usually go through open enrollment. Things like what she mentioned with open rate and average view volume, and if you have a CTA, how often was that clicked? We monitor all that within our analytics. So on a program by program level or on an instance, like your entire brand as an instance, we're able to track how successfully these videos are performing while it's through our player. The other piece of that is we can get really granular. So, down to a unique identifier per member, we're able to see what actions they're taking. There's a lot of testing and learning opportunity, a lot of opportunities to really work within the platform and learn about your members and what they're looking for or what's resonating with them. That's all within our platform as well. So being able to see those numbers and being able to really analyze the data. It's not something that we covered in detail today, but we definitely can in a custom demo, because of course that's an important part of this entire experience is what are we playing for, where are we moving the needle, are people watching these videos, and we're able to show that and be able to track it so that we can optimize.
Thank you.
I have a quick comment, if I might.
Yeah, go for it, Charlie.
Times are changing fast. Change is omnipresent, isn't it? It's everywhere and it's moved quick. And it wasn't long ago that most institutions were looking for loans because the balance sheet was in need of getting yield back on the balance sheet. All of a sudden, we're looking for deposits, and liquidity is tough. We're in investments that are out there a ways, and getting some of those investments back in the form of deposits is a challenge. I bring this up because it's really not a subject of today, but it's very current and it's very relevant. How quickly you could put out an ad, how quickly you could put out a marketing piece, letting people know why placing CDs that are renewing at other financial institutions should be brought over to your organization. This is a tool that is surgical. It's not just tactical. I say that because if you go out and try to create an ad for the paper, for on TikTok, whatever the case may be, you got investment of time. And some of you have outside ad agencies and have told me it takes us 6 weeks to get things through marketing and outside ad agencies. Time is valuable and time is money. This is one of the biggest reasons that our clients are saying we want to know more.
Perfect. Well, speaking of time is money, and be cognizant of everybody's time. We have 2 minutes left in our meeting, so I wanted to again thank everyone for joining. If you are interested in learning any more about the SundaySky platform, please scan the QR code on your screen now to request a demo. That'll get you in touch with our team here. And I especially want to thank Sean and Connie again from iThink for joining us today. We really appreciate your time and your testimony.
It was great to join you. Thank you for inviting us.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, everyone. We hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, everybody. Bye now.
Thanks, everyone.